Traders, good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. It is the weekend for me. It's about 11:30 Saturday morning, and I've got work a little bit later on today and then tomorrow, and then I've got my 5 days off, so what I do is I condense 4 weeks of work into 3 weeks of work, and then I get 5 days off, Monday to Friday once a month, to focus on trading. So I'm very lucky that I have that flexibility there, but I'm telling you, it's, you're working like 60-hour weeks. So this week will be actually a little bit less. It'll be about 56. So from Monday to Sunday. So that's not too bad. Actually, no, it's probably will be about 60 because normally the weekend, both these days will be 10-hour days. Yeah. But anyway, so I've got the charts up. I've got the Aussie cat up. So I was talking about a potential break down and a sell here. We just didn't quite get enough, to be honest. This would have been tempting, to be honest. But you see why I don't do the Friday stuff. You want the long weekend. As a trader, you sort of want a better lifestyle than working your 9 to 5. Okay, that's the key thing. You're obviously working a lot, but you don't want to be stressing yourself out, and you want to play the probability. So, I discussed that in my previous video was on I don't trade Fridays. And that's because, there's people taking profits and there's shenanigans going on. So this always happens time and time again on the Friday. There's a lot of volatility, there's a lot of chop, and you don't want to enter a trade. You don't want to enter a trade. I mean, if I was to have sold here, my stop would have been up here. So, it's hard to tell. That sort of does look like sign of exhaustion there. But, you just want to play the high probabilities. You don't just want to get into a trade to get into a trade. I've been there, I've done that, and I really don't care for that. All right, so the USD yen. Now, I had the daily trend line here. And, I mean, it's still hovering around there, though. So, there's a potential long here. I longed it earlier in the month. And, was it great? No, I thought we were going to get back up to 114. But it's time to topping out. There was some resistance up there as well. So, and psychologically it was 113, and it was getting wiki. It was getting wiki, and it had moved very quickly as well. That's a Pokemon coffee mug as well. Got from Coles like $3. So for the '90s kids, they'll understand that. But yeah. So that was our trade. Again, it's still hovering around there, and it's it's semi-promising, but it's just not enough there for me. I wish there was, but there's really, and then once you sort of eyed off on the daily, you want to go down to the 4-hour and the hourly and really see what it's doing. And it's just drifting along, and just let it go. Let that one go. All right, the euro. Okay, so it's interesting. I saw the euro back here actually, and pretty much I didn't get the bottom. I got stopped out about here. Yeah. So at one point it was 5% unrealized. So obviously small account, but Now I do have the AxiTrader up here. What I have done is I've had to transfer that money into the Oanda account because it is a small account. I run about $1,500. I will be adding to it progressively, but it just lets me take exact unit sizing. So that's smaller than the lots and the micro lots. So you can risk exactly $5 on a $500 account if you want. It'll let you do that. So it's the Oanda FX trade platform. So if you've got a small account, I would highly recommend looking into that. I'm not paid to say any of this. I like the people at AxiTrader as well. I'm just sort of, if you do have the small account, probably under $5,000, it's worth looking into, because the name of the game is to protect your equity and to trade another day. If you're not able to risk the right amount, if you're risking 2% of, $1,000, you can't do that, and you sort of have to make do with close enough. Trust me, that's going to bite you. So just be careful with that. So the euro US dollar, it is very choppy and sideways, and it's not really making lower lows, is it? It sort of bounced, and now it's not. So this is going to be one to watch. It's sort of recently it's just wafting along, and it's not really tradable for my system, to be honest. there's some, downward momentum. I'll continue to monitor this though. I won't, there's no real point wasting too much time discussing it. There's just no clear trade direction currently. USD Swiss, interesting. It had a bit of a recovery earlier in the week, and then Friday we sold off, and then so again, not really much to talk about. USD CAD. So there's stability a little bit with the US dollar now. We'll see what next week brings though. There was more chatter about something about the Australian government was saying, US are ready to deploy on Iran's, nuclear weapons or whatever. But, another trader on YouTube, TSS, mentioned that. That's been talked about before though. So I'm not, it's just a lot of chatter. And it's a bit of noise, and the charts dictate really where you want to go. So don't just sort of trade as an anticipation of something, because that's not high probability. That's just gambling. Go to the casino for that stuff. Don't, because what will happen is you do that, the traders that know what they're doing will just take their money, and they'll do it again and again and again, because it's a zero-sum game. Someone has to lose. Someone has to win. It's just that simple. So you want to just wait and play the high probability setups. And you can learn that from backtesting. Use the weekend to learn how to backtest. Forex test is good. Okay. Replicates MetaTrader 4 quite well. It's, it's not that expensive. It's like $300 US. So that's like a night out, for most people. If you're having a good night on the weekend, probably I would stop doing that if you want to be a really good trader, and use the weekend and really immerse yourself in backtesting for a little while to learn price action and what it all means. Now the pound, no, again, it's just, really difficult trading conditions. This is not making all lows though, but it's, support's there. So, and I might finish on the Aussie dollar. Yeah, we'll just wait. It's just, everything's there. AUDUSD might be sort of the pick of the bunch, to be honest. Okay, I watch a lot of YouTube in between waiting for setups, but I might keep the AUDUSD up here. Again though, it still has a bit of work to do, and the USD yen does as well. I'm sort of now short biased on the USD yen when it's doing this sort of thing, but again, more work needs to be done. It needs to get down here to these recent lows before I would initiate a sell trade. Anyway guys, that is it. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. Happy trading.